What do you already know about national parks? For example, what would you expect to see if you walked around in a national park? What would you expect park rangers who work there to do as part of their jobs? You learned about two national parks, Volcanoes National Park in Hawaii and Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. In this reading, you will learn about the first national park in the United States, Yellowstone National Park. It is located in Wyoming in the western part of the United States. You are going to read sections from a park ranger's journal. Park rangers use journals to keep track of what they see, what they do, and what they think. As you read, look for characteristics that might be true for other national parks and not just Yellowstone. July 17th, 2002. It is hard for me to believe that I have been a park ranger at Yellowstone National Park for almost 10 years now. It is even more amazing that Yellowstone has been a national park for 130 years. It is the first national park in the United States. Sometimes I look across the mountains and wonder what this area would look like if the land were not protected from development. Because no houses, stores, or towns can be built on this land, it looks very different from many parts of the country. The United States government set this land aside in order to preserve the beauty and natural resources like water, forests, land, and the animals that live here. Parks like this were created so that everyone could enjoy them. July 22nd, 2002. Today I am working near one of my favorite places in the park, Mystic Falls. These beautiful waterfalls are a great place to sit and eat my lunch. Summer is a busy time for the park and for the rangers. I was lucky today to find a quiet spot. Each year, over 3 million people visit Yellowstone National Park. Most of the visitors come during the summer. Today is a perfect day to sit and watch the water flowing down the mountains. Yellowstone has over 40 waterfalls, and the very best time to see them is in late spring and early summer when the snow is melting on the mountains. While I was sitting here quietly, I was lucky enough to see a grizzly bear. These animals usually try to stay hidden from people, but this mother and her cubs have come to the water to drink. Grizzly bears live in Yellowstone because most of the places they used to live have been taken over by people. They are safe in the park, and they are able to live here and raise their young. The protection of wildlife is another reason that national parks were set up. July 23rd, 2002. I saw the mother grizzly and her cubs across the river again today as I was checking on some hikers who did not return to their campsite. The hikers were lost and spent the night on the mountain. I am glad they were safe. Meeting up with the grizzly and her cubs can be dangerous. As long as Yellowstone remains a national park, areas for grizzlies and other animals that depend on this habitat will be preserved. August 1st, 2002. Today I was working at one of the most famous features at Yellowstone, Old Faithful Geyser. A lot of people do not know what geysers are. I usually explain it to them that geysers are hot springs below the Earth's surface that become so hot they boil. Eventually, the steam caused by the boiling water bursts out of the ground. One of the features that attracted people to Yellowstone over 100 years ago was the geyser. The geological features, or features of the Earth, in the park were one of the things that led to it becoming a national park. Before I became a ranger, I did not know that there were more geysers and hot springs in Yellowstone than in all the rest of the world. Old Faithful Geyser erupts every 15 to 120 minutes. It is so regular in its eruptions that we are able to predict when it will send up its next burst of steam. It is an amazing sight to see. Today was sunny and warm, and the park was filled with visitors. It was a perfect day for geyser gazing. I think I am very lucky to work in such an interesting and beautiful place. Would you like to be a park ranger? What parts of the reading helped you answer this question? What kinds of interactions did you notice in the pictures as you read? Think about organisms interacting with each other and with the environment. The question you are trying to answer in this unit is, how does water shape our world? You will be studying national parks to see examples of the science that will help you answer the driving question for the unit. How do you think water shapes the world around us?